Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And oh boy, it's going to be a great show. Tonight, we're talking about college recruiting. We also want to discuss, are today's early college offers making a mockery of the basketball recruiting process? That's what we want to discuss. Had a lot of coaches hit me up and want to discuss this. I get these DMs, I get these messages from all the kids in New York City getting different offers, and a lot of them getting them early, like in their freshman year. So that's what we're discussing tonight. I got my guy, Brother Toussaint from A-Ball podcast coming to join me, and I'm having my guy, Ron Soufrance from A-Game podcast. Those are two guys you got to follow. They do their shows on Instagram. They do a great job. All right? So we're going to start the show. I'll see you in a minute.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Hey, what's happening, people? What's happening? Like I said, listen, we got a lot to discuss tonight, all right? I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding, and welcome to Basketball Heads Live, the podcast on NYC Basketball Network. And that's Basketball Heads, one word, two Z's. Don't get it twisted. We're never slipping or sleeping. That's the case. All right, so I've been getting a lot of DMs, right? And messages about the recruiting process that's going on right now, college basketball. You got a lot of coaches who, grew up with a lot of guys who are coaching right now and have a lot of connects. And one thing I didn't realize is that kids are being ranked on the amount of college offers that they have. So the more college offers you have, the higher the ranking. You ask them, so why do you care, Pooh? Why do you care? Well, listen, when you have parents who are moving their kids to different programs, different high schools, different AAU teams, because of what the coach can offer them. And every parent wants a free education for their child. So I can't knock that. But what's going on with a lot of the coaches, a lot of the handlers and AAU programs, that they're getting these kids early offers. 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. And speaking to my OG, one of the greatest coaches, New York City history, Coach Raymond Haskins, the director of the PSAL, he's saying, Pooh, well, he calls me Glenn, or Coach, right? But he said, Coach, it's illegal to offer a kid a scholarship that early. It was like that when I was coming up. I know. I was one of those guys, right? I wasn't one of those top tier guys like Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson, I understand why they were offering him early. Everybody in the world wanted him. And not only that, he was one of the best players in New York City history. He's in the Hall of Fame. Lloyd Daniels, I get that. Pearl Washington, I get that. Ed Davida, I get that. Derek Chivas, I get that. Boo Harvey, Ross Strickland, I could go on and on and on. And a lot of these guys didn't start getting offers till later on. It's a small few of guys who have gotten offers during their 9th grade years, 8th grade years. It didn't happen. So, what I want to discuss tonight is the recruiting process, right? Are college coaches making a mockery of the recruiting process? I may be wrong. This is why I'm opening up the floor for discussion. You may be a parent that says, listen, why are you speaking on that process when my kid just got an offer and that's making them feel good and that's making them work harder towards his goal of getting a college education? I wish him or her all the luck in the world. But as a guy that went through the process, we know sometimes it don't go like that. Right? You get a college recruiting you now in the 9th grade, and by the time he's a senior, that college is nowhere to be found. But it makes them look good as a coach to know they out there recruiting, and they're offering some of the best guys scholarships, especially guys who you may not be able to get later on, so you throw your offer in early. It's like throwing your bid in for a girl in high school when she first comes to the school. Before everybody else do. Before all other cats get on her. Same process. So, I want to know, those people on Instagram, come over or DM me your email if you want to come on the show live on YouTube or NYC Basketball Network and be heard. I want to know about this whole process. Yo, Ron, I sent you the email. Go to your email, tap on the link, and they'll bring you right to me. So this is why this is important. So I just did this on YouTube, on Instagram a few minutes ago, and I'll do it again over here, okay? I don't want to be one of those dudes who just be like, you know what, back in my day, but I have to, right? Who's just tapping in? Yeah, go to your email, Ron, and they'll bring you right live to YouTube. Because I feel I don't want to get cut off. Instagram may cut me off too much. You come right on YouTube, and this way we get it out to more people. All those people that's on Instagram right now, come over to YouTube. Just click the link in my bio, and it'll bring you right directly to the show. All right? This is an important topic because this is about our future. This is about the future of New York City basketball. It could be watering down the whole recruiting process. I wish all the kids well. Yo, Rod, come over. DM me your email. I'll bring you on the YouTube channel. Because I know you, it's important to you because you have one of the top freshmen in the country as a son. Your son is one of the top freshmen in the city. Starting right now for one of the top programs in the city. And I know it's parents to be proud, coaches to be proud to see that their player has gotten an offer from a college. That would be unique. That's awesome. But we talking about the long game. Is that same school going to be there when that kid is a senior? Is that same coach going to be there constantly, knowing that he's going to have to wait 3 years for that player's development? And if that player don't develop how the coach think he should develop, is he still going to offer him a scholarship? We know how the game is played. These coaches are recruiting. Oh, here go my guy right here. There you go.
OG.
What's up, fam?
Listen, man, I apologize, man. You know, I'm on the road. I got my boys with me, but I said I did not want to keep you waiting, man. So
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm here, man.
yeah.
I once you get to the crib, You call me, you get your set up. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. It just, once I go through the process. But I'm glad that you chimed in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
This is important. Listen, I want everybody that's on YouTube or whenever y'all see this, y'all go to Instagram and you follow my guy Ron Sue France, A Game Podcast on Instagram. He has one of the hottest shows ever. The reason why I'm doing this, I'll give it up right now because my guy walked me through the process early on. So we always show each other love. And this is what this is about, the brotherhood, New York City, sticking together. So
always. Yeah, so
no
OG,
doubt.
yeah,
Yes.
when I get to the crib,
Yeah, there you go.
I'll tap in.
Got you.
All right.
Brother. All right. All right. My guy, CKH, I don't know who. Y'all wish I knew your name, fam, because you definitely be chiming in and saying some really cool things. You said, I don't know if it makes a mockery of the process, but I think kids need to take it slow. I think about young dudes like D.R. Johnson, who got a buzz early, and it like too many were involved. D.R. Johnson, a lot of dudes. I'm a guy, listen, I have a show on YouTube, and I appreciate you, brother. I have a lot of guys chiming in on this because this is a subject that needs to be talked about. But when I'm on YouTube, I'm looking at some of the past, present great players. That's what I do. I look at the We Are There Now, right? The guy who was popping like in 7th grade and everybody was following him and thought he'll be in the league, and he never panned out. We do a lot of development in the Brevard Basketball League with our junior high school kids. But I don't get too high on the young kids because I know they can be great then and then hit a ceiling once they get to high school. Or you think they're going to grow and they hit a growth spurt and don't work as hard to develop their skills in their body to maximize their efforts at their size. So they get lost in the sauce. It said in his process, he left upstate Kingston when he didn't have to. Yeah. A lot of kids do that. A lot of kids, they move to or what they think is a better situation. So let me give you the process. Those people on Instagram, you saw it. I put in the little commercial that I just did. But, right? So, and I wish I would have had my early letters, right? Because my first letter that I received, and I don't know where it's at now, was the University of Nebraska. That's the first letter I received, and it was in 1985. Couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. I didn't even know Nebraska had a basketball team. I just knew about Nebraska football. Remember, I was new to the game. I went to Lincoln to play football. So a lot of this recruiting process and all of these things that you had to do to get a scholarship was new to me. So my OGs like DJ Kenny Parker, KRS-One brother, who was my teammate, Carlton Silk Owens, Damari Riddick, Sean Williams, all these guys who, was already in the system, they were schooling me to the game. So when I got the letter from Nebraska, they was like, man, we all get them letters. And for a moment, I felt special. I was like, yo, I got a letter from Nebraska. Oh, I'm on the big time. And it looked simple. It looked like this. This one's from Hofstra, right? You get what I'm saying? The regular generic letter. You see it? And even the underlying part, guys like, look, the underlying part, everybody gets that. And I was just like, yo, you serious? I didn't know. There was a process. Then I started to get more of these letters. It didn't stop me from working hard. It was like, well, at least I'm on their radar. And I know what I have to work towards. That's all it helped me do. It helped me make sure that when they came knocking, I was ready. You know the old saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's what we did. Then they just kept coming. And I'm not afraid to say I was a mid-major recruit. from low D1 to mid-major. There was nothing else above that. I knew where I belonged. And when you go to these camps, when you go to these 5-stars, we go to these BC All-Stars or the Invitationals, you know where you stand. Like, oh, wow, I understand why he's one of the top players in the country. And then things change, right? You start to get these letters, right? These were the handwritten letters. The OGs would be like, yo, Glenn, now you talking. Because the coach took his time to write you a letter. Nobody writing letters today. You get a text from a coach, a call from a coach. So you knew in the 80s, this was the process. A coach would take his time to write you a letter. And then I started getting a bunch of them, right? Then they start pouring in the written letters. Maine, Charleston, Delaware. They all started coming in. I think I got a few more in here. I wish I had all of my letters. So this is where I can really walk y'all through the process from year to year, how they grew from year to year, how they grew, right? How they grew from year to year. In depth, in script. People don't even write a script no more. You see what I'm saying? So as they started to come in, you knew. You had a gauge. You had some kind of gauge. Now, if the kid get a certain amount of offers early on, he gets ranked high. I didn't know that. I didn't know the amount of offers you had will place you in the ranking in a certain order. Now, these guys who have these recruiting websites where college can go and you have to pay a certain amount of money to see where this kid is ranked and how good he was. Then you kind of find out you see this kid play and you like, what's all the buzz about? And then a lot of kids get left out. So what about that kid who's not getting offers, that maybe who doesn't have the hookup, who coach don't have the clout to reach out to these college coaches, or the AAU program have the clout, or the AAU program is not even doing it because they know where their player is placed at, or just want the player to earn it on his own. There's a lot that goes into this. And I agree, my guy, CK, I agree. Maybe it's not a mockery. But are they watering it down? Is it the process of watering down the process of recruiting? That's just my question right there. That's just the only thing I'm talking about, is the process of them watering down Somebody asked me, please, sir, is it possible for me to earn a scholarship athlete for basketball in a college school, but I'm an international player? Yeah, I get those requests all the time. Okay, I'm sending one to my guy, Sherrod. I see you, Rod. I got you right now. Got you right now. Hold on. Send my guy, Sherrod, this link real quick. Send it to you right now, my guy. One sec. Bam. I just sent you the link. All right, people. I just wanted to send my guy, Sherrod Folk, the link. He is the father of Sincere Folk. Oh, there go my guy. What's happening? What's happening, brother?
Listen, man. When you said go on later, I didn't know it was gonna be that quick. What's going on, man?
Good, man. Good, brother. Good. Listen, did you see the post that I sent you?
Yeah, yes, I did, man.
Now, I'm getting a lot of people hit me up asking me, like, you know, if they're making a mockery of the recruiting process, or is it a money game or a hook me up game where a lot of these kids are getting early offers early on. Now, I'm not knocking it, but I just want to discuss it.
Right. I think that's a super dope book. But hold on. For one, let me first say appreciate you, OG. Look up to you, man. Your platform is dope. Just want to say that first and foremost. Thank you for the support and the love that you showed me because I'm new to this, and I really appreciate you. Now, I think that topic is super dope. I think people are scared of that topic, but I think that topic needs to be spoken about. I think I love to see young men in general, make money, keep them out of trouble, help them take care of their family, but at the same time, it's definitely exploiting the process of recruiting. I really think it does. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of these kids, like Charles Barkley said something a long time ago, when it was the NBA draft, when he was like, yo, man, some of these kids is gonna get their heart broken. Some of these kids is really not ready. So it's almost like, yeah, we come from the slums, we come from the ghetto. Yeah, we broke. I understand that. But it's 200,000-300,000. That's not a lifetime worth of money. So a lot of these schools, a lot of people that's backing these programs, they really need to understand you're hindering these young men because you're just making it about the money. Some of them may not even have the skill set to play overseas, let alone make it to the NBA. I think it's a dangerous game. Like I said, it's a gift and a curse. I like it because these young men do deserve to get paid for their blood, sweat, and tears because these schools make millions and billions of dollars.
Right.
But they're definitely exploiting it, and I think that's a topic. That's why you're an OG of this. People are scared to talk about these things. But yeah, I definitely think you got something going with that, and I definitely think it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I just, before I go on with these topics that I do, always go and check with, my confidant,
Yes.
Coach Ray Haskins, who's always been a blessing to me and making sure that I'm doing it the right way. And
Yes.
he's been I'm sending my guy Colin 6'3". He's been just there in my corner, and he's like, Glenn, that's illegal. You know what I mean? For them to do. And my guy John Arnold, he kind of explained to me the process of the ranking because I didn't understand how the kids are being ranked these days.
Right.
Matter of fact, he chimed in. He said, absolutely a mockery because kids think the offers are real. Meanwhile, the coach never reached out to the parent or
You
kid.
understand?
Come on now. So
come on.
That's it. And when he kind of put me on, he's like, yo, G, do you understand a lot of these recruiting services are getting paid, but also they just looking at how many offers the kid has and then putting them at a certain ranking level. My guy CK said, yo, he said, I don't know if it's a mockery of the process, but I think kids need to take it slow. I think about a young dude like Dior Johnson who got a buzz early and looked like too many were involved in his process.
Come on now. Listen, you come from the era where, remember, man, people really don't understand how much work you have to put in, how really hard it is. And that process is getting skipped. social media, if it's utilized the right way, it's wonderful.
Yep.
But if it's utilized the wrong way, it's dangerous. And a lot of kids, which I commend, is going to school and getting free education. But they're going to school off of Instagram and YouTube highlights that's being edited. Come on, bro.
Yo, listen, I'm going to tell you a true story right now. Hold on for a sec. Call my guy because he has sent me. My coach, right, at FDU, recruited this kid from Chicago. My guy, Rodney Caldwell. I see him all the time. Proud brother. He done retired from transit, living a good life.
Right.
And we would always talk about what our coach tried to do to him. My coach offered him a scholarship, right?
Right.
But only seeing his highlight film. Now, when we got to practice, my coach saw wasn't the same player, right?
Exactly.
And it's no knock to Rodney. We as a team were like, yo, brother, you hustled your way into a scholarship. We can't knock you.
Right, exactly.
You're not going to see him drag you down, right? They did everything to break Rodney. They did everything to make sure he would quit. They took half his scholarship. And salute to my guy, Rodney Caldwell. Wherever you at, I hope you see this, brother. I love you, man, because you never gave up. You never quit. You never backed down. You stayed out here. You worked. You retired. You got to take care of your family.
Right. That's what it's about.
Degree.
Yes. Yes. Hey, man, like I said, you make great points. And sometimes we got to understand what we think is helping the children is really hurting them. And what they should be attempting to do is, see, I have so much passion for the game. See, I'm 45, right?
Gotcha.
When I came up in these Harlem streets, New York City streets, no matter where you was from, in our era in the 90s, you was taught two things: get girls and get a car. You wasn't taught to get an apartment. You wasn't taught to go to school.
Right.
You wasn't taught that you can be an analyst. I love the game that much. I just want to be around it. So my point is, they need to start teaching these kids that if you don't make it to the NBA, if you really love it, you could be a referee, you could be a scout, you could be a coach, you could be a trainer. Yo, they got sports medicine. If you love it and have the passion for it, but to just be exploiting and giving these kids that money and not understanding, that's not life-changing money. It's not. And it's going to hurt you in the long run because a lot of y'all not going to make it. Because like you said, when you get to where you really got to play and you go against them brothers that really worked hard and they put it on you, then what? So, I mean.
Now, what you explaining is the NIL aspect. That's a whole different beast within itself, right? Okay, which it is. And I was telling my guy early on, I said, when I look at all the things, right? Let's take Rucker for example. And listen, everybody that's on YouTube, everybody that's on here or that's going to see this, I want you to go to Instagram and follow my guy, All Ball, right? All Ball 1977 on Instagram. He has one of the hottest shows in New York City, and he interviewed guys from all over. So make sure you go check that out and make sure you go follow them.
Thank you.
Now,
but go ahead.
Now, when we talking about what I was talking
about the Rucker. You said the Rucker.
Rucker, right? When they signed that deal with the NBA, do you think the NBA did that to make sure everybody in the country see the Rucker?
Of course not.
They did it to squeeze the juice out of it.
Of course.
They did it to squeeze the juice out. And then once people realize I could watch this at home.
Why I gotta go to the park? Why I gotta wait on the line? You take away the essence. You take away what is. Listen, I was the kid, 6 o'clock game, we on the line 12 o'clock.
Right.
Then dudes don't understand that. This is when payphones work, OG.
Fact.
Dude, listen, we young, so we ain't got no job. Dudes is calling the payphone. Y'all gonna work at 4 o'clock, hold me a spot. We up there 12 o'clock, they got the sausage stand right next to it. You get your food. You online member. I'm a short dude, so we got our crates.
Hold on for a second. Yo, Rod, I sent you the link so you can come on. You got to follow the link, all right?
All right, you got to send it again because it didn't show up, bro.
Go to your spam. It probably went to your spam, but I'll send it again.
Go to my DM, you said?
Go to your spam on your email, in your email.
Check my spam.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we remember we on the line, walking
Facts.
uptown. I'm from 127th Street, Squilla Hill. I'm
Right.
from the Wild Wild West, Kumo D. We walking from 127, 128th Convent to 55th, 10 deep with the OGs with crates in our hand because we ain't gonna get no seat.
Right,
We gonna
right.
come on. So when you take that away from the game, what it stand for? Come on.
Yeah, yeah. It's look. I was showing the process of what I had to go through as a shorty coming up, and I didn't understand it, right? So when I got my first letter from Nebraska, I think I was just turning a sophomore. I
Right.
grew 6'4", moving to the start lineup. I'm feeling myself because I get to move into the start lineup.
Right.
And I'm thinking, damn, I got a chance to go to Nebraska. And the OGs of the team was like, yo, fam, we all get them letters, right? We all get these letters. Right?
Yes.
I didn't know. I was like, yo, they sent me a letter, right?
Right.
Then my guy sent me down. It was like, yo, when you start to get the handwritten letters, like these,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right. Show it, yeah, man.
You get
That's
the
right.
hand because somebody putting in their time and effort to write you to let you know that they want you. Christmas cards and all these things.
Legendary.
And
Yes.
I didn't. There was a process. I told Coach Haskins earlier today. I remember getting an Ivy League letter, and my coach looked at me. He was like, "Your grades suck. You never right." But he was being honest. I didn't have the grades to go to Ivy League. I had to go to prep school.
Right. Yeah.
And that was just being realistic. But what's happening now? What I found out is that you got parents that want to send these kids to school, and they like, what can you offer my son? It's like the post I put up with the AAU team. Like everybody want to play EBYL for the gear and the travel, but they ain't getting no burn.
Yep. Come on, man. Come on now. It don't so once again, yo, man, I really appreciate you because you bring up things that people really need to hear, especially parents that have children that's into sports.
Right.
They really need to tune into your channel, tune into your YouTube and Instagram because, yo, man, this is game that you can't pay for. Like, this is free knowledge that people really need to hear and really need to understand. That money that y'all taking, it's not helping the kid. It's not. So, I really appreciate this platform and what you're doing, man, for real.
No doubt. Yo, this is my guy. Sherrod is on. His son is Sincere Falk. Sincere, he played in my tournament last summer.
Nice.
Going into the 9th grade, 8th grade, playing with the high school kids and got the sportsmanship award because that's how high caliber his game is. High caliber kid.
Nice.
Right? So I wanted to bring him on because he has a young son. He has one of those kids. Now, if I seen him play, I seen him put in the work, right? Now, I'm asking you, Sherrod. You've been through the process. You played for Grady. He played in the state championship at Grady, right? Nice. So he knows. He went through the process. His brother was on everything at Boston University and at McClancy, right? So they come from a family of ballers.
Right.
When I put up that post, little bro, and I know I definitely want to send it to you and get your thoughts on it. Do you think with all these kids getting all these offers, right? Because the one thing I didn't see, I didn't see you posting under your son. And I know there got to be somebody reaching out to him. But tell me about that process. Or what you feel about that process. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
I know I'm pretty much, an old school guy in the new era, the way basketball is. So I know, like, just being around Sincere, I gotta evolve and change it to what it is now. So I see the kids get the offers, they post them, and I told Sincere, like, do kids really get offers in the 9th grade? or
Wow.
is it a letter of interest? Like it's a letter that's saying I'm interested in you. I'm gonna keep my eye on you and see how you develop going forward. That's just the way I look at it because the offer is pretty much I want you to come to this school now. So I think it's a difference between getting an offer and a letter. Are we saying a letter of interest is an offer today? I don't know.
You
You
know,
know?
that's what Coach Haskins was saying, right? But then these kids will put it up as another offer, offer number two, and they posting up their pictures with the different college logos. BMW, I do see you, right? And I would love to discuss on the girl side. I just don't. I see it more posted on the guy side. As a fact, I'm not a stroller. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna tell everybody right now: if you don't see me liking your pictures, because I'm not a scroller, I'm a poster. I'm a guy who
Right.
constantly posts. So it's not
Right.
like I'm hating on other people's page, but I never got into the scrolling part to look at what everybody else is doing. And it's no knock to what everybody's doing. So I appreciate you, my guy, when you send me the clips of your show. This is why I make sure I put in my stories so people can see it, right? And they can
Yes.
tap
Yes.
in. And I always watch what you're doing. But I would love to discuss that on the girl side because I know what's
Man.
going on both sides. But what the coaches were sending me was all the young guys posts, the ninth grade, eighth, and ninth grade, who's getting all these offers. Now, I'm gonna put it out there. Manhattan College got a new coach. Salute to him. Hope you be able to keep the job full time. We rooting for you because I heard you're a New York City guy. Always rooting for New York City guys. But I think he gave out like 5 offers to like the young guys. They gave like 3 to Christ the King, another one, uh, St. Francis Prep, and now, and Bryant was doing a lot of that in the last couple of years. Bryant will give everybody offers, and then you look, and a lot of these guys, they senior year, they're not at these schools, and I know
Right.
it's a process. And like you said, Sherrod, maybe it's just interest.
That's how I take it. I mean, I always looked at an offer is when like they looking for you to sign. You know, that's an offer. I'm looking for this kid to come sign the letter of intent. You're going to come to my school. I'm offering you a scholarship because
Right.
I don't know if can you offer a kid a scholarship in the ninth grade? He can't go to
No,
college next year.
no. I just was
Mm,
speaking to Coach Haskins. He says it's illegal.
This is what I'm
right.
saying. So, and then you got to understand we in the social media era where everything is about social media, and even I post my son. I try not to post him as much because I want people to come see him play. I don't want to create a false narrative that, hey, this kid, because a 60-second clip really can't tell you too much about a kid.
Yes.
You know, you got to go watch the whole game, see when he turned the ball over, see when he,
Right. Right.
made,
Right.
missed shots, missed free throws. Did he look mentally done during the game? You could put a 60-second clip up. It doesn't really mean nothing, but it helps. It makes people interested in the kid. Like maybe I want to come see him play. But it's the social media era. That's how I look at it, big bro. We
Yeah,
pretty much
I
on the
seen
same.
I seen him. Your son is the goods. We've been saying that for the longest, and we talk. We know the things he have to, keep improving on a constant basis. But the one thing I say, he has big ears, and he's always willing to listen, and he's not tapping himself on a back saying, I'm that guy where a lot of guys can't compete with him. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
the social media era, bro. Like everything, is posted, and like so. But to answer your question, I don't feel a kid could get an offer in the ninth grade. I mean, I just take it as it's a letter of interest. The school's interested in you, or a person like you could have posted every letter you got every day at school. I mean,
yeah, I was just showing the examples, right? It was
Yeah.
like the printed letters versus the written letters, then the
you
phone
just took the
calls
words
and the
out my mouth.
visits.
I was just telling Sincere the same thing. I said, because a lot of people don't know you on the mailing list on the school.
Yo, it's
So
hold on. They look like this. Hold on. They look like this. They look like
that's
this.
a fact.
This is Wichita State. Like, this is how they look.
Right.
And I remember when I
Right.
got my first couple, I was feeling myself. And, you know, the OGs of the team who've been through the process, they'll tell me, like, yo, we all get those. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean we
Right.
all get those? I'm not special.
Right.
I
When
didn't
the
get
coach
something
pick
that
up
y'all
the
didn't
pen,
get.
when the coach pick up the pen and the pad, and he writes you a specific letter to you, that letter's to you. You know,
Fact.
but it's just different out here, Pooh. You see it.
Nah,
I
it's
just try to,
crazy.
you know, it's different out here, man.
John Arnold said, and my guy, John Arnold, coached the AAU team out in Crown. You know what I'm saying? He was my AAU point guard with the Master Square Broncos. Y'all see me post a picture with him and Tiny. He said these offers are relationship favors to AAU coaches and handlers.
It's some truth to that. It's some truth to that. Like I said, the AAU coach may have a relationship with someone at the school.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna say this about all AAU coaches,
Right. That's
but
right.
They to make it seem like, okay, I'm doing something for your child, my friend is gonna extend this offer to him.
This is why your child should play for my program. Because this is what I could do for him. No, it's like it's leverage. Because sometimes parents ask the coaches or the AAU program, what can you do for my child?
Right.
We bringing them here, can you get them any offers?
So let me contact my boy I knew for such amount of years. He's at this school, he's at that school. Do me a favor, get this kid an offer, or something like that. It might, but some of the kids are talented and they deserve to get the interest from the schools. But I believe it's all about who you know, and what you could do for me. And I believe it's a lot of truth to that.
Listen, it's like the music industry. It's like the music industry.
I'm interested in this kid.
Right.
I'm not so much interested in this kid, but because I know you, Pooh, I'll send him a letter.
Facts. No, it's like 50, right? 50 got entry from Atlantic, right? Atlantic Records wanted to sign 50. That was his leverage to go to the other record companies and go, yo, they want me. If y'all don't give me what I want, I'm going with Atlantic. Knowing he was going to sign with 50 and Dre.
Right.
So everybody who made the offer, he just upped the ante more and more and more. And by the time that happened, he got $1 million out the deal and became the 50 that we knew today. But it's all leverage. Because if one person offer you, the other schools like them, I may be missing out.
Right.
On this kid.
You said something like, okay, you got a letter in the 9th grade. Is this coach going to be here when I graduate in 12th grade? Am I going to be the same player that I am in 9th grade when I'm ready to graduate?
Facts.
I could either go either way. I go either way. Like, I can have a good upside right now. I could be the best player or whatever they want to say. 12th grade come, I could decrease. I maybe didn't live up to the expectations that people thought. So they might say, yo, right now this kid is a high major, D1 ball player, 9th grade. 12th grade come, he might be Division II. Who knows? So you got to let the process. With me, Pooh, I tell Sincere, you ain't do nothing nobody never done before. Just stay level-headed. I try to keep him humble. And just let the process do what it do, man. Like, what's meant for you is going to be for you. And you know what I'm saying, Pooh. That's it, bro.
No, that's honest. And I'm glad you joined. So it won't seem like a biased conversation because you have a son that's in 9th grade. Everybody wanted him. I know what you had to deal with. Knowing that everybody wants your son. And luckily that he have you in his life that been through the process and know, you know what? We're going to do this the right way.
Yeah. I chose Malloy for Sincere because I knew he could come in and play right away at a school like that. Like, what I learned through basketball, Pooh, you got to go where you need it, not where they want you. Like, you got to look at the personnel of this team, look at the personnel of what they have already. Okay, you have a point guard that started as a freshman. Okay, he's going to start next year as a sophomore in the rest of his. So why would I send my son there? It just doesn't make sense to me. You understand? So these schools are stacking up talent. They got all these kids at all these different, same positions.
Yep.
So I don't know how everybody's going to play at the same time. But my thing was Malloy was a perfect fit for Sincere. I felt like it's a point guard school with a lot of tradition and history. So if you're a point guard and you do well at Malloy, it's a good look.
And academically, it's a good school, right? We talk about academics combined with sports and tradition.
Not to cut you off, Sincere academics, we were just talking about it. The boy got a 92 average. You understand what I'm saying? So he's getting challenged in the academics. He's like, they give me all this homework, but I know he like it. He likes to be challenged. So he come home every night. He got a bunch of homework, 3-4 tests a day. I love it because we know, Pooh, ain't nothing promised, man. Nobody's saying
nothing.
You got to be educated out here in this world.
Yep. And now he can pick where he want to go, not where he have to go. You got the grades and you got the game. Now you can pick kind of where you want to go.
That's a fact, bro.
You're not limited.
That's why I want everybody to know. Yeah, he got a 92 average. So he's hitting them books. He's a scholar athlete.
And listen,
you know, so
if you don't take it from dad, take it from me. The boy got game. I'm gonna keep it 100. I've been watching him play for a long time, and he's just getting better and better and better. And that's what we have to do. Make sure that the youngsters that's coming up behind us are in a better situation than when we was coming up. And that's all I want from these New York City kids, right? Sure. The illusion of grandeur, it can kind of lose us. Right, we get caught up in the smoke and mirrors and think we're better than what we are, and then when we get in that situation, we get those doors slammed in our face, we become depressed, and then that other stuff kicks in.
It's true. It's different. This class right here, 25, 26, I seen it, since kids, and I just felt like that those two classes alone was going to bring back the New York City feeling. I see it, because every night, Sincere got a tough matchup in the Catholic school division at the point guard position. It's tough every night. And this is why I brought him to New York. He's from Connecticut,
Yeah.
But I said, listen.
He got Brooklyn roots. He got Brooklyn roots. But he was raised down in Connecticut. No, that's real. That's real. Listen, so my guy John Arnold played with me. He played. We played against each other. He played for Manhattan Center. Then he was my AAU point guard. Then he was starting point guard down at St. Francis. Now he's the coach at Crown AAU team. He said his son has a chance. He plays the right way as a point guard. Now we talking about John Arnold, right? Guys who know they're still out here and seeing all these kids. We all can't be lying. Right. Big Rob says sometime a kid just get just a letter of interest, but it makes him think he's hard work is paying off. Right. You get that letter, you think like, damn, I don't really have to work no more. Thanks. I appreciate you, Big Rob. And I don't have to keep working to get better. Big Black 115 said, brother, you said a mouthful. He can go where he want to go and where he's got to go. 92 average, and he has game. We talking about Sincere Folk, right? Dad just let us know he got a 92 average. Bro, but I'm telling you, this kid is the goods. I've been watching him for a long time. And what he had to deal with this summer with all of those guards who was way older than him. He was the youngest guy on the court. Holding his own.
Sincere played a lot of places, man, but I wanted him to play in Brevoort so much this year. Not only because we grew up there, but it had the right talent for him to play against.
Facts.
It was a high school division. He was going to be a freshman this September. So playing in 8th grade tournaments in the summer just didn't make sense to me. You know, why are you going to do that when this is what we're about to get into? So let's just get into it now. So you go like he played against Christian Jakar. He got to play Bishop Lachlan. So
And
you might as well see
what
it
about
is
Man
now.
in the corner and then
He
Tata?
just went at Jeff. He played
Right.
Jeff. That was his second game of the day, right? When they played Jeff.
Right.
When they put that press on Sincere, I said, yeah, boy, it's real. It's real.
Right.
You know? But Connor, man, I forgot the other short guard. He tough too.
And Poppy.
That's his name?
Yes.
Tough, right?
Oh, they tough. All
Man,
three of them. All three of them
they was
is
on
monsters.
Sincere like a cheap suit. You understand? And he went through it, but I know, like, yeah, it's real, son. You know, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. Like, you know, we're not ducking the smoke, fool. Like, you want to get better, you got to try to play the better kids, bro. That's just what it is, son. And like I said, every night in the Catholic school division, he got a tough point guard he got to face.
Yeah.
So going to get better like that, you know.
That's
You're
right.
gonna go through his bumps and bruises. You're gonna make freshman mistakes and everything like that. But hey, let's do it.
Yeah, that kid Josh Malcolm as well at Holy Cross is tough.
Yeah, he's tough. Then you got the two-headed monster over there at Stepping Neck. You got you got the Flan kid and Danny. Then you got over here Cardinal Hayes, his friend he played with all summer.
You got Jamel Thomas. Yeah.
And the Ian Jackson kid. Then you got Christ the King with the kid Markel.
Yep.
You got his other friend over there at what's the school? St. Raymond's with Lil Todd.
Yeah.
Turnage.
Yeah.
Like it's on every night for Sincere.
Facts. But if he's getting his still sharpened as a freshman,
right.
Just imagine what the other 3 years gonna be like.
Crazy.
That's what it's about, Pooh.
Listen, I seen Ron Harper's son. Ron Harper's son is ill. He played for the Wrens. But I couldn't understand and fathom why was he playing 16U? I understand you 16, but why are you playing when you the best guy on the court?
It's
no knock to him. I wish him all the luck. And I understand the 17U team was stacked, but I just didn't get it. I just always think a kid should be playing up. That's what we did. We didn't play our age range.
Facts.
Right. That's how you get better. But, you know, I tell Sincere all the time, I just met some older guys in my neighborhood, you know. I didn't just meet them, but we was watching the game the other night, and I just realized they age. They like 55, 56. I just turned 49.
Right.
And we was all in the park playing. And I'm like, this is why I got better. You know, like, I was really playing up.
Right.
We played all day long. You know how it was back in
That's
the
right.
In the park.
Yeah.
So I'm playing guys 5 years, 6 years older than me every day. And you had to earn your position in the park to play on certain courts. You know what it was.
Like that was our training grounds. That was our training grounds, right? We got John Arnold said, yo, we got training for playing Coco Livio, tag, jumping over the project fences, right? Playing 21, Utah, playing man with the ball in football. That's how we got in shape.
That's right. We did everything. We got better like that. You know, these kids is I just think like with the development of the kids, the middle school is important.
Yes.
And like the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and they doing all this traveling. Even my son, you know, he was doing it, traveling here, traveling there. But if you're not good in New York, just because you get on a bus or a plane, don't mean you're going to be good when you get to the next location. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could go to Virginia, you're going to have the same game you had when you left.
Facts.
So the kids got to get developed more and just play more against, for instance, I was just talking to Mr. McCray at PS 308,
Yes.
and he had Lamont Jones and Charles Jones. Right, my brother was there too. Middle school. I went to 324, which is directly across the street,
Facts.
and they had trade digs. Me and GB would play Lamont, I would say 8 times a year.
Right.
And Lamont was like the best when we was growing up, right?
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Right.
As far as, his game was, to me, on another level than ours. So I didn't have to travel all over the country to get better.
Yep.
You understand? I played who was good right there in my neighborhood. That's what they need to get back to, I feel like. These kids is good right here. Let them play each other more.
Yo, we get so lost. Hold on. For y'all that don't realize, this is the team he talking about.
Okay.
See, that's the Sherrod right there. Right? GB right there.
And my boy T'Chaka in that picture.
Yup, T'Chaka.
Right,
Yup, you got Sherrod right here. Right? The other Sherrod. Coach Majors. This is a junior high school team.
that's a fact.
Y'all making some great points on here, man. I'm just listening, bro. Word, like.
No, I think this needs to be discussed because I don't want anyone to come on and be like, Pooh's being the hater. He don't want the kids to live. And I'm going, yo, I don't have time. I do this for the love and the growth of New York City basketball.
Nah, you not hating, Pooh. You just asking the question. That's all. You just
right.
know what's the difference between these offer and a letter of interest. Like,
but that's. Let me just say this because I'm gotta take my kid, but I wanted to come back on and say, the brother named is Sherrod.
Yes.
Hey man, salute you because what you said, I didn't know because I didn't go to college, but a lot of kids don't know that difference between them letters. Yo, man, that was ill because a lot of people don't know that. So for y'all to put people up on that, they need to understand that game and what's going on. Like you said, just because you get one of them letters, that don't mean you sign and going to the school.
Facts.
It's a letter of interest.
Yes.
That's what I take it as. I don't
that was ill, man. I appreciate it.
Offered my son a full ride to the school. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know every child's situation and when he speaks to the schools or what's going on. But the way I look at it, and I could be wrong, but I think you're getting a letter of interest, and the school they like you, and they're gonna pay attention to you and see where it goes.
Right.
Then maybe as a junior, a senior, they'll tap in and say, "Look, I want to give you an offer now."
Got you.
And again, people, it's illegal to offer a 9th grade kid a scholarship.
Hey man, salute to y'all brothers basketball head. If you still on later, I'm gonna come back on. Hey man, appreciate all y'all brothers.
No doubt.
Man.
Peace. Again, everybody follow All Ball 1977 on Instagram. This is my guy. Now I'm bringing back my guy Rod Sufran from A Green. I'm here.
Go, big bro.
Go ahead, man. Y'all appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you. All right, appreciate you, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, peace. Yeah, we just had Sherrod Falk tap in.
Wow, okay.
Your Grady guy, your Grady family, you know what I'm saying?
Dope.
We was talking about his son. Like, I wanted him to come on so he can kind of bring some perspective to this, right? Because he has a son that's in 9th grade and starting at Malloy, right?
Tough. Very tough.
And he tried to explain to Sincere the difference, right? When you get these offers and they're just interested, but you need to be focused on what you're doing. He said, this is why I don't post this stuff like that with him, because who knows if these schools going to be there when he's a senior or when he's a junior.
Absolutely. Right.
So I want to give you a chance to tap in and let people know your perspective on the whole situation and the process of the recruiting, because I know you talk to guys all over the country, some of the most highly decorated players who has ever played the game in the country. So what you think, my brother?
First things first, always have to pay homage to you and your platform that you have taken to incredible heights. Congratulations to you. You know, you're definitely one of the OGs, period, out there, especially as far as New York City basketball history is concerned. So congratulations to you. Much continued success.
Thank you.
And like you said, certainly a brotherhood, you know, and we
Yeah.
got to keep this, make sure we keep the keep the culture alive, you know. But as far as that's concerned, I mean, you know, I know for some it's a very I know for some it's a very touchy subject, but it's you know, it's tough because a lot of the guys that I've had an opportunity to chop it up with, you know, they've said specifically that while being recruited, you know, now this is like 11th, 12th grade year, you know, they're being heavily recruited, and the schools are telling them obviously whatever they want to hear. And once they get to the school, it's a totally different ball game. They flip the script. You can attest to that. You understand? Because you play Division I basketball, you know what it's like to be recruited. I don't care if you're being recruited by LIU, St. Peter's. Being recruited by a Division I school is being recruited.
Right.
The only difference is you got high majors, mid majors, and you know, low to mid majors, or what have you. But you know, when you're talking about getting letters, that's one thing. But then when you're actively being recruited, that's a totally different ball game. And I think, you know, it's tough, man. It's tough. I think it could be a gift and a curse.
Right.
I definitely think it could be a gift and a curse, you know, for the individuals that are being recruited. I definitely think we have to, I think, you know, the parents or whomever is guiding, you know, the young man or young woman, just keep them grounded and let them know, listen, that it means something, but it doesn't mean anything. You understand? You got to keep working, keep your eyes on the prize, and don't worry about the recruitment letters, so on and so forth. So again, I think it's a gift and a curse.
Look, you know, when I speak to these coaches and I'm hearing what's happening behind the scenes, right? My guy always put me on, yo, Pooh, the process is like this. A parent is going to the coaches and saying, what can you offer my daughter or my son? What can you offer them? Can you get them some offers? Right? So now this coach is in a bind like, damn, let me reach out to some of my friends, throw you a little offer, right? And then they get the thought that this is actually going to happen. And then it's cool that they give the kids to that program and have that program guide that kid for the rest of their career, or these handlers. And, you know, we know it's like that because a lot of us, we got friends who are at colleges and coaching right now and doing important things. But some of us would have our kid work to that process. You want to open up that door when that kid is ready. You get what I'm saying? Like you do it too early, that kid might hit the ceiling and not pan out. Like, look, early on, my guy CK is on here. He said, I don't know if it makes a mockery of the process, but I think a kid needs to take it slow. I think about a young dude like Dior Johnson, who got a buzz early, and looked like too many weren't involved. What do you know about Dior Johnson?
You know what? I think I know. I mean, I don't know how much you know, but I know that they said he was highly touted. They
I
said,
heard his name. I don't know too much about him.
So you know just as much as I do.
Okay.
I've seen, which really doesn't count, but I was gonna say that I've seen a couple of clips, you know, and listen.
And it's not to knock Dior. Wherever you at, brother, no hate.
He's actually from what I've been told, he's a freshman at University of Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool.
So Jeff Capel's over there.
Got you, yeah.
Right. So listen, it's tough when you're talking about, you know, being recruited in the 7th, 8th grade, and it's tough because there are some things that can add pressure to a situation that doesn't really need to be a pressure situation. You know what I mean? Like if you're in the 7th, 8th grade and they're saying that you're one of the top 7th or 8th graders in the country, it's like, okay, you know, that's one thing. But can you sustain it? How long can you sustain it? You understand? So it's tough. Like you said, you don't want to, excuse me, you don't want to be that kid that hits the ceiling too early, that peaks at the wrong time. Like sixth grade, you know, you're ranked, you talked about 7th grade, you're ranked to talk about 8th grade, but you still have 4 years of high school where you have guys that are getting better, that are maturing, bodies are catching up, their bodies are catching up with their games. You know, everything is coming together, and you got this kid over here who's hitting the ceiling. So that whole recruitment thing can play a major, major part in, I think, stifling the kid, so to speak. I think that's the curse aspect of it.
My guy John Arnold, I know you just saw my face because he just typed something in. He's talking about D.O. Johnson. He got this.
Yeah. Listen, he already said I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know. Okay, so we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. If you know, you know. We're not here to knock anybody down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just hope whatever happened, what they said happened. Hopefully, you know, it gets cleared up, it's rectified, and he can go on to
got you
to play.
Got
you know, but
Gotcha.
man, I think that whole recruitment thing and recruiting early, I think, is a gift and a curse. And like I said, look, who am I? I don't know.
No, you everyone who came on here said the same thing. Honestly,
you know,
all the guests that was on here saying the same thing. It could be a gift,
opinion.
it could be a curse, it could be something that, you know, you're happy about, but it could be something that, you know, in the long run, you looking back and you saying, damn, like, if I had to take those guys this year, and I posted it and I'm promoting, right? You're really promoting the university.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then people could use this for leverage. Like, okay, so the Panthers got me my kid this amount of recruiting, right? Got offers. What can you do? If you can't match them, I'm keeping them with the Panthers.
Listen, and that's what happens. That's what happens. It's almost like, hey, Pooh, listen, you're sending me these kids, right? Or you're sending me these kids, and one of the kids that you sent me, I'm not playing him. You can turn around and say to me, and I've heard guys say this personally. They say, yo, you can turn around and say, yo, hey, Ron, listen, if you don't give my player that I sent you playing time that you said you were going to give him, you're not getting any more of my players. You're not getting any more of my players. So, you know, I think all across, it's a very, very, very tricky. It's a very tricky. It's just a tricky subject, man.
Because not only are you dealing with that, and I agree with you, BMW, right? Because it all boils down to that big NIL deal that you may end up getting.
And listen, OG, that right there, that is something that, that is I'm so happy for these kids, man. I'm so happy for these kids that they can somehow, some way profit and pretty much make a lane for themselves to where they can get their names out there to profit off their names and their likeness, you know, and their image. But that changed the game. It changed the game. It changed the game. And I think that was bound to happen. I don't want to say that we saw that coming, but we saw something coming down the pipeline. You knew that they were going to implement something to where these kids can find a way to be compensated the way they should, you know.
Listen, Coach Book, who will be on here. Hold on. Coach Book is coming on because he had so much to say about that. Where is he coming on? The 4th, right?
Dope.
He said,
shout out
he
Coach
said,
Book.
yo, Pooh, they locked me up for that.
Hey, OG, let me ask you a question. Have you speaking of that, have you ever seen that the documentary?
Yes.
You saw it.
Facts. And look,
That's
I'm gonna tell you right now. I tell people this all the time. I'm not afraid to say it. When it comes to us, different rules. And I think, and look, this is what I'm gonna tell you. They did the same thing with women's lib. Mind you, I'm all for equal rights, right? But the people who run things pay for women's lib so they have another person to tax. Get that person out. So you already got the dad working. Now you got the mom out working. Now give me your kids and put them in my schools.
Right.
And I can indoctrinate them. Right?
Right.
The same thing happened with NIL. They get all this individual talent, people working. That gives us another person to tax.
Yes.
People don't look at it like that. Whenever they give us something, trust me, there's something in the background that
absolutely.
And kids gonna realize, kids get that summer youth check, right? We used to get the summer youth check, and they used to let us live, right? They let us live. But now you're in college, and you're getting paid. Half that go to the government.
Yes, sir.
Somebody just said a player at Miami got $900,000.
Yeah, listen. Okay, but OG, think about this.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm so happy for these
kids.
Yes,
me too. But it comes with a price.
And as it should, right?
Yes.
But let's think about this. What if they had NIL deals when Kenny A, when Rod Strickland? What if they had NIL? What if they were able to profit? What if they were able to construct deals? If you have these kids that are getting this type of whatever they're getting, he said the young man or whoever it was from Miami got 900,000, right?
Hold on.
Nah.
Look. I'm gonna show you some more.
Wow. So that's accurate. That's 100.
Look. It says top NIL 100.
Wow. Listen. OG. So listen. Just imagine. Like I said, just imagine Rod Strickland, Kenny A, Lloyd Daniels. You know what I mean? No more fries, bro. You know, can you imagine? So, listen, times are totally different. Times have changed. And again, my humble opinion, I feel like when you're talking about the topic at hand, when we go back to talking about early recruitment and whether or not, it's an issue, how you feel, I feel like, again, it's a gift and a curse because, it's a gift in terms of obviously you're being seen, you're being showcased, you're being noticed, and you're being recruited. And like Sherrod Folk was saying, there are different levels. If they're actively recruiting you, which I don't even know if they can do that before you get to high school.
Coach, I spoke to before I went on. I go get involved by Coach Haskins, Coach Ray Haskins, director of the PSTL, right? He coached college and high school. He said, Glenn, actually it's illegal to offer a kid in 9th grade a scholarship.
But they can receive recruitment letters, but you can't offer them a scholarship.
But they're not saying I got a recruitment letter. They're not putting up this. They're not putting up this.
So
they're not putting up that or this.
Right.
They saying I got an offer. They're saying I got an offer. That's what you see the post. You see the post.
Right.
The kids standing with the ball and they got all the logo for the colleges on it.
And you know what though? For the kids, right? For the kids, I know what it's like to dream about playing at a certain level and dream about certain things. And for a lot of these kids, that's a dream, so I can't imagine what that does for their confidence. And listen, I feel like it's also a good thing because you want to feel like the hard work that you're putting in is kind of sort of paying off, but you still have to keep things in perspective, right? It's early. All right, we got an offer. Let's keep working. Like you said, the detriment could be, I got an offer. I'm here. I don't have to work anymore. I'm good. That could be the detriment. That could be the curse aspect of it. But all in all, I feel like whoever is in the corner of that individual has to advise them the correct way. And who am I to say if their way isn't the correct way? Right. I say, just advise them the best way you see fit, because the same way they're offering you, they're offering that kid in Indiana. They're offering that kid in Kentucky. They're offering that kid in Michigan. I know that you are that deal. I know you cold. I know you mean, you certified. But guess what? There's a kid in North Dakota who's certified.
Tell him, Ron, tell him.
There's a kid, there are kids in Hawaii who are certified, who are getting offers. So, just in my opinion, just to keep it in perspective, you just keep working. Regardless of 5 offers in the 8th or 9th grade or no offers. Keep working. Keep working. Let that be, your part of your fuel and your motivation. And they ain't offer me and they offer him, I'm gonna keep working. Or they offer me. Wow, if they offer me now and I'm in the 9th, 10th grade, wow, what do you think will happen if I keep working and I'm in the 12th grade? If I'm getting offers from Fordham now, I can get offers from North Carolina. I'm gonna step on the gas. At the end of the day, I think the positive outlook should always outweigh, the negative aspects. You know what I mean? So, that'll be my message.
No, that's good. And I'm glad we get in that perspective, because I definitely want to put that out there. I'm so happy that guys can, garner that attention.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, man.
But I go back a couple of years when I was watching Zion, right? True story. I was watching Zion all the way through high school. When his AAU games would come on YouTube, I make sure I'm watching, because I also hyped on this kid.
Yeah.
But you know what? I never realized Ja Morant was on that same team.
I had a feeling you were going to go there, too.
I didn't realize Ja Morant was on that same team.
And look at him now.
Damian Lillard wasn't highly recruited. Steph Curry wasn't highly recruited.
CJ McCollum
wasn't highly recruited.
The tide has certainly changed. And we are in an era where now it really doesn't matter what school you're at. If you perform and you can perform at a high level, I used to always hear the older individuals say that. Listen, if you can play wherever you're at, they're gonna find you.
They're gonna find you.
They're gonna find you. So, and again, look, like you said, John Morant. Look, I mean, look. And you know what? Who's to say if he would have been John Morant had he been highly recruited out of the 8th and 9th grade, right? It, like, you always have to ask those questions. Like, if Dame Lillard, because Dame is, listen, Hall of Famer, right? We can say it right now. Damian Lillard will end up being a Hall of Famer. If Damian Lillard goes to Duke, you know what I mean? If he goes to North Carolina, not to say that he couldn't play at that level, but those things, I think, are what those things contribute to the development. He's at Weber State. It's his show. It's his show. You at a bigger school now. Now it's like, okay, I can't really do me. You know, so no, oh man, that right there was excellent point. Excellent point. Ja?
Yeah, I totally missed him. I'll be honest. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm never going to do that again. I'm going to focus on the team just as much I'm focusing on that star player.
But OG, you know what happens? Here's what happens. It's not, I don't even think it's so much that you missed him. If they're not actively pumping him, right? If they're not pumping him and he's not, because he wasn't the John Morant that you see now.
Right.
He might have been just coming into his own, getting better, trying to find himself. So he might have been on the court and scored 15 points, but it might have been a quiet 15. So we're not going to notice that. Them talking about Zion, like how it's almost like not comparing him to Felipe, but it's the hype. Like,
no, it's the hype. The hype that comes with it. Yes.
So all you're focused on is that person, unless somebody else on the team is getting busy. If they're getting 25, if Zion getting 35, this kid's getting 25, they're gonna say, yo, it's Zion, and they got this other kid. That'll make you pay attention. But if they're not doing that, it's easy to miss until he pops up. Yo, John Morant. Oh yeah, you know he played with Zion, and then you look back and you say, yo, wow, how did I miss that? That's the crazy.
I blame because I watched the game, right? Yeah. And I'm so used to when I watch television, when I watch these games, I program my mind not to listen to who they telling me to listen to. But again, this kid has so much hype, and you're looking for flaws in this game.
Right.
You want to make sure that who they talking about is the real deal.
It's legit.
My guy Black 115. That's so true. When Mario Ellie came on here, salute Mario. I know you're gonna watch one day, but he was saying he didn't have the hype as the Pearls and the Jerry Ice Reynolds and all the early guys who came out, right? Want to win the 3 NBA championships and was a major part and stayed in the league a very long time.
Right.
And there's no knock to the other guys, but you say to yourself, this is why, and I'm doing this mostly for the kids who probably aren't getting those letters and probably would doubt themselves.
Right.
But also I'm glad that Sherrod Folk came on here and had his son and talked about his son and said, listen, my son is in the same position that can't get those letters, but we just keep him at bay till he's ready to get those things.
That's it.
And that's what this perspective that you was talking about.
Right. I think at the end of the day, you can control that narrative, that aspect. You can control whether or not, he or she gets too high for their bridges. You know what I mean? You hear like people talk about, he was getting letters, she was getting letters, but when he or she came home, wash the dishes, take the garbage out, do your homework. You getting them letters, but you're still, there's still work to do. So, again, I feel like it's great for the kids to see that someone is paying attention to them.
Yes.
They need the you know what I mean? Like, you're a kid, you need that's a confidence builder. So now it's like, I can actually play. Like, I can play with these dudes. Like, so because that is ultimately what you need. You need confidence to be able to compete at a high level. But like Sherrod folks said, you need that. You need the balance. You need the balance. You need the balance. You definitely need the balance. So hopefully, hopefully the kids will take heed and understand, no matter what happens, whether you get 5 offers or you get 0 offers, keep working. Either way, each scenario should play a major part in motivating you. It should. I got 5 offers. I got to get 10 more. I got to go hard. I ain't getting no offers. I got to go hard. I got to get some off. Use it as positive reinforcement, as a motivational tool.
With you interviewing so many great basketball players from all across the country, what is one of the things that you have learned outside of, learned about the recruiting process outside of, when they get there, things change, right? Did they tell you anything else about their recruiting process that kind of helped you understand where they was and how they was able to make it the way they did or become successful?
For the most part, I don't think it was ever anything. Shout out, one particular story. Shout out to Willie Dean. Shout out to Willie Dean, who went to University of Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great professional career from Schenectady, New York. Is a legend out there, and it was so crazy, man. He, basically, without going into the full story, said he was at Purdue, and I forgot what school he went to first, but transferred, right? And basically, I can't remember what school he went to first, but basically the coach lied. Basically he said the coach was like, the coach called his high school coach and was like, oh, Willie said he wanted to transfer. So then the college coach, his high school coach, calls Willie Dean and is like, yo, what's going on? You want to leave? And Willie Dean is like, no, no, I don't want to leave. The coach called me into the office and he was like, basically, we're gonna make some changes and your role is gonna be reduced. So Willie Dean and his head coach was like, nah, he said, you say you want to transfer. It was crazy how the coach lied. The coach lied. I forgot what school it was, and I think it was a black coach too. But Boston College, Al Skinner.
Got you.
Boston College.
Woo!
Al Skinner.
Woo!
That was the first. Yes. And basically was like, listen, was like, yo, we're recruiting over you. Basically, we making changes. And Willie Dean was like, excuse me, like, all right, coach, I'm willing to work. He's like, nah, I don't think you understand. Like, we going a different direction.
Wow. So
he's like, nah, I'm staying. I'm gonna work. Then Al Skinner called his high school coach, like, yo, you want to leave? Long story short, he ended up at Purdue, which was a crazy story. And he was like, the letters a letter that he was supposed to get invited to the Chicago pre-draft camp, he didn't get the letter. So he's thinking he didn't get invited. His agent is like, no, I spoke to them. They invited you. The letter was at the school.
Wow, the coach intercepted it.
So that's what, and I asked him that, and he was like, I don't know. He said, I don't want to say that's what happened, but he was like, I don't know. So I think those are some of the things that, to me, was like, you hear these stories and you're like, nah. But then you think about it, you're like, you know what? I can see it. I can see it because at the end of the day, let's be honest. It's only going to be a select few of these coaches that really care about these kids, man. At the end of the day, these coaches are garnering ridiculous contracts. Hubert Davis just signed, I think, 6 years, $16.7 million. You understand? Right? You only get that You only get those type of contracts if you win, obviously, and it's a prestigious university, right? Second to none, North Carolina. But if you're losing, if you're not producing wins and Final Fours, and you're not getting that type of money. And with that comes, we have to win. With that comes, we have to recruit. With that comes, we got to get All Americans. We got to get this. We got to get that. So they don't, it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat, and that's why it's important that the guidance is there. Like, listen, no matter what happens, work your tail off. If the situation is not right, we are gonna leave that situation and go elsewhere. We're gonna maximize whatever time you spend at the university, get your degree, your degrees, milk them like they milk you. If you have an opportunity to enter the draft and go pro and your projected lottery, go. If that's not the case, if that's not the case and you have to stay 4 years, stay 4 years, try to get 2 degrees while you're there. Get the most out of the situation that you can because they're using you. Up until this point, these kids weren't getting paid. You weren't getting anything. What were you getting out of the deal? A degree that you may not even use. So it's like my younger brother, shout out to my younger brother, Woody. He went to Hofstra University, right? Mm-hmm. And long story short, didn't pan out the way he wanted to. He wanted to transfer. And I told him, I said, I look back and I don't regret telling him to stay. And I told him, I said, you know what? He was a junior. He was on pace to graduate early. I said, yo, you know what?
He dropping jewels, y'all. This is real jewel right here. I'm here.
Okay. So I basically told my younger brother, I said, listen, he's like, we going through it. I'm hurting for him because I know how much work he put in and the situation that he was in. I said, listen, stay. You getting ready to graduate. You a junior, which means you may have an opportunity to get 2 degrees, right? Stay. I'm like, yo, you nice. Like, it's gonna work out. It didn't work out there, but he ended up with a bachelor's and a master's.
Ooh.
So
he won.
Hey, Pooh, could you imagine if part of me, I was living vicariously through him because it's like, that's my little brother. Like, right. I wanted to play Division I. He's playing Division I. So now it's like, I could have easily said, no, we got to leave. Come on. No. We got to, listen, yo, you're here. You made it this far. It's not like you going to the league, like the situation. And it's not like.
You was realistic with him.
We got to be real. So the position that you're in right now, let's maximize it. Graduate, get your bachelor's, get your master's. You won. You understand? So at the end of the day, if the kid, that's like John Calipari. People may not like his method. Me personally, I love it. Because listen, I'm bringing your son in here, right? The year's up. Yo, he got to go. They say he top 5. He got to go. He's not coming back to the school. You have an opportunity to change the trajectory of your entire family's, like just everyone's life. I don't mean cars. I just mean put them in a better position and live out your dream. And your coach is supporting that. So guess what? Going back to what we were talking about, the topic, it's a gift and a curse. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your eyes on the prize. Whatever you feel like it is your goal, your dreams. Focus on that with that in the back of your mind. Like, I got 5 offers. That's going to fuel me now. I don't have any offers. That's going to fuel me until you reach, your destination.
No, that's amazing. And that's awesome advice that you gave your brother, because when we're grown now, we look back on it and say, like, yo, he won. A lot of people leave school, they mess up, they go to another school, you don't get a chance to graduate. They may not accept all your credits, so you may have to do a a longer stay, and they're not willing to
Right.
pay that longer stay, and you short on credits, and you got to
You're
leave your
screwed.
4th year,
You're
you
screwed.
gone.
You're screwed. And my thing is always this. I understand that you may never use the degree that you get, right? I get it because it happens every day. But if you're there and if you're not leaving early for the draft, if that's not in the cards, and 9 times out of 10, for the average, and not average meaning in skill set, but average situation for the player, it's 3 to 4 years. It's 3 to 4 years. You go to school, 3 to 4 years, you leave. Why not just listen? I'm here. While I'm here, let me just get that piece of paper, right? Let me get it, cause y'all are milking me, so I have to get something out of the deal. And now with the NILs, listen, now it's like these kids, it'll put them in a position now where it's like, I'm not going to school. I'm already made $5 million. I can go to the G League. I can play in the G League for a year
Go
or two.
overseas. Go
Go
overseas.
overseas. In all actuality, in all honesty, how can you be mad at them for thinking that way?
Not at all. Not at
How
all,
can you
brother.
be? I'm 19 and I made $3 million, and Shanghai Sharks are offering me, I don't know, whatever, the 350,000, and you want me to go to school to possibly rupture my Achilles? Because that can always happen. It can always happen. You understand? So it's like, listen, we're in a day and age now where these kids have multiple opportunities to win at a high level. Go in, like if the situation calls for it, go get it.
Wow, man. Look, this is such great advice, and hope you young guys who tap in, and if your parents that's on here and watching, hope you get and understand the process a little bit better. This is just information for you could use for your child, for your son, for your daughter, to put them in a better situation, because we've either been there or we know somebody who's been through the process, and we want to make sure that every kid has a chance to be successful. But that's all it's about.
That's it.
Everybody can't make it to the NBA or the WNBA. But if you can get something out the deal, and I think that's so important that you brought that up, because it's a win-win for everybody. The coaches won for your blood, sweat, and tears, and sacrifice, and you won to get an education to put you and your family in a better position.
Yes.
Instead of leaving with nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I just want to share and reiterate a story that I spoke about earlier with my former college teammate who got recruited off a video, right? Highlight video. My coach signed him and was mad at him for his whole 4 years because he wasn't the player that my coach thought he was. Now, us as players, we respected our guy because we said to him, you hustled your way into a Division I scholarship, my man. Like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we looking at it, because we know the process and the cutthroat of college basketball and the business of basketball.
Treacherous.
They did everything to kick him off the team. They took half his scholarship. They treated him bad. We'll talk about him in front of the players. But my guy didn't give up. He graduated. I think he retired from transit maybe like 5-6 years ago. Like
beautiful.
He from Chicago, stayed in New York, get to take care of his family. And we talked about, when I saw him a few years back, we talked about that. And I just said to him, like I always said to him, yo, I'm so proud of you, because you really stuck it to the man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It wasn't your fault. You did everything you could to get a scholarship.
Right.
That's all you can do is try. Somebody bit, they caught it, they got to deal with it.
Yeah. He took it and ran with it.
So he graduated, right?
Beautiful.
Which is
beautiful.
Now he can sit back, got his college degree, could do something else. He's retired, collect a check, and take care of his family.
Chilling.
Right? So, look. Yo, John, Black, BMW. Who else is on here? my guy CK, Big Rob, everybody who tuned in tonight, Sherrod, Falk, my guy from A-Ball. Make sure you follow him at A-Ball1977 on Instagram. And make sure you go and follow my guy, Ron Sufran, at A-Game Podcast on Instagram. Hit him up. You'll see some of the best players in United States, overseas, everywhere that he has interviewed and bring to his platform and give their flowers, because that's what we like to do, brother. I want to thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate you, brother. You know it's always love.
OG, come on, man.
Whenever
I'm a
you
phone
ready,
call away, you know that.
that's it. Same thing for me. Whenever you want to holler at me, fam.
Yeah. No.
I told you I'm always gonna pick up, fam.
You know that. I appreciate you immensely. Thank you so much. Definitely, I'm gonna call you. You know, we gonna talk, because I definitely want to get you on. A lot of people, you telling everybody else's story, but a lot of people don't even know your story. So, you know, I think it's about that time. I definitely think it's about that time that we you know, we lock in and you know, shed some light on your story. So, like I said, I'll call you. You know, we'll tap in and we'll set that up. But other than that,
Definitely.
man, thank you so much. I appreciate you, OG.
No doubt. Appreciate you too. Peace. Man, love it when the plan comes together. You know, I want to salute my guy, my friend, my brother, John Arnold, for initiating this whole process tonight. Look, we've been friends since we were kids, and we still tight to this day. And when you have a brother like that who you can bounce ideas off of and share ideas, and it's all for the betterment for the kids in New York City, it was only right that we do this show tonight. And then I bring in some heavy hitters, my guy A-Game Podcast, Ron Sufran, and my guy, Mr. Toussaint from A-Ball 1977 Podcast. And also have my little bro, man. He's a grown man doing this thing, man. I'm so proud of him and what he's able to accomplish, and then raising his son, my guy Sherrod Falk, for coming on and bringing some perspective, because he has a son who's in 9th grade, and he know what it's like. Seeing all these kids putting up offers and making sure his son stays in check so he can focus on his craft and do what he needs to do. Again, I appreciate everyone for checking on the podcast and all the support. We appreciate you. Listen, y'all need some merch, holla at me, man. You know how we do. We got it all here. Never can leave this show without promoting the merch. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. Come get your coaches' shirts. See the hats here. See the hats? We got them here. We got all the merch here. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure we do that and represent it the right way. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads Live, the podcast on NYC Basketball Network. We are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.